Are you a first-time reader?
In Auckland, I am.
Yeah!
I did open mic in Brisbane for many years, but it's been a long time since I did anything. So last year I did a course in fairytales with Christina, and we studied the robber bridegroom. And there is an old woman in her basement, and she helps the young girl escape. And I was curious as to who the old woman in the basement may have been. So this is a modern retelling of her story. The robber bridegroom's wife, a transcript. You don't start off being complicit. I want to make that clear. I want you to understand. But you want to start with who I am. Well, which part of me do you want to know first? It's hard for me to remember who I was before this. They say that I am the epitome of the cougar, sexy and desired despite the tyranny of time. But I'm barely older than him, if any of you bother to do the maths. Against his impossible youth, yes, I may be more haggard than stunning. Unlike him, I have not made a pact with the devil. My fate is sealed differently. Let's just say a guilty conscience will age you faster than the natural slippage of time. That room, his room, it's not where boldness leads. I don't care what anyone tells you, what he pleads. Ignorance and naivety land you there. The silencing of that voice that says, go back, this is too good to be true. It will always be too good to be true, but you realise too late. If you're a young woman in the company of older men, their plausible promises will always be too good to be true. And you realise too late. Fuck them, right? That voice told me not to go. Sounded like the voices that told me I was not enough. Not thin enough, not beautiful enough, not tall enough, not buxom enough. How was I to know one voice from another? How was I to know the voices knew more than me? Oh, what the voices knew. I'm happy to admit, denial is a harsh mistress. She reaps more than she sows, and I have the cuts to prove it. Like you, I came to his house alone, curiosity burning with ardor. That's the trickster allure of him, the magnetic fabric of wealth, power, fame, and yes, that beautiful face. When he turns to you and his sensuous lips whisper your name, and you're golden in his adoration, and he wants you, you who nobody has ever wanted, what do? You do what I did. You go. You believe his untruth. You're already a done deal, and he knows it. Now, I'm the glossy veneer of a beautiful first wife, telling the world his lies. I'm the corroborator of his innocence. I have the cup of his corruption. As surely as maggots infest dead flesh, my ugly heart rides. You're waiting for me to ask you who you are. You with only 1 foot over the threshold. You who hasn't committed to anything yet. Don't bother to ask. Why waste time in romance? I already know who you are. You were me 21 years ago. And I know why you're offering up your youth and innocence. I know, I was once there. The emptiness you're trying to fill, I had it. That endless, gnawing impoverishment he's counting on. How you think he's the answer? But he will never be interested in what you want. There are only 3 ways he wants to fill you, and next week he won't remember your name. You will never forget his. Do you know slow devouring memories await you when you leave this room, this house? Memories that will feast on you in the darkest night and haunt the brightest days. Memories with the same insatiability as him and his cronies when they feed on you. This is what was intended for you. The judges and the journalists, the princes and the politicians, the CEOs and the celebrities, actors and attorneys, the famous ones with their private friends, those who came for the 100th time, those here for the first. They all leave the same way, by the same door, believing their hunger will one day be sated. I will be blunt. Let it never be said that I lied, and especially not about this. Their hunger never dies. They always come back. The only thing that expires is us. I want you to know I did try. I thought he could change, that if I loved him enough, despite it all, despite how it began, if we could be different, he could be different. My intentions faded into ash in less than a year. An existential strep throat stole my voice, and perhaps it was a good thing. All that ruptured truth promised was to bleed out and be with it until you, I turned away, because if I did not see you, if I did not hear you, if I did not witness you, played, splayed and played in this room that reeks of sex and betrayal, funded by millions of black market pay-per-view clicks, it did not exist. You did not exist. And me, well, I was barely existing, but I was safe until you. You came alone and curious, just as I did. You slipped through the door, just as I did, and stole down the stairs, just as I did. You saw what I saw, just as I did. Only today he's away, unlike the day I came. Instead of him happening to you, you happened to me. I want to make it clear again. You don't start off complicit. You don't. But in the end, you have to choose something else. Even though I could have chosen him over you, like I did all the others, I understood you, as I wish somebody had understood me when I teetered on the threshold. Had there been someone there all those years ago to stop me? Could things have been different? Would I be different? Back then, and until the moment you opened the door, all I knew was how to abandon myself. But I will not abandon you. This is a different complicity this time. Your gasoline, newly poured. Mine matches finally struck. The toxic, choking smoke of his poison house burning, swirling eddies around us as we danced dervishes through his demise. As emails ping across the world, as task forces are assembled, as digital archives are plundered, as warrants are debated, as systems struggle to topple its high and mighty, to banish and persecute its cherished and respected, to admit its beloveds debauched. What happens when a truth that's never meant to be known is finally aired? What happens when you lose control of the story? This is not fake news, that your life was never real, and neither was mine. What happens next? How do I survive it when they come for me? When there is nothing left to hide behind? When I have nothing left to trade my safety for? When you expect me to crumble, to whimper, to crawl back, to once more exonerate you, to be complicit again? Well, fuck that, and fuck you, and fuck all your friends who no longer high places. Yes, fuck you all. I will not crawl or whimper. I will howl, I will stalk, and I will form a pack, and together we will never stop howling. So you want to know who I am? How I got here? Is this enough? Are we done? Yes? I I ask only one thing in return. I want you to take something important from this conversation, because without it, you will never hear the wolves cry, nor seek what's under the cliff. It is easy to be complicit. Is that clear? Do you understand now?